I think we had quite an adventure getting together tonight. It was some fun, y'all. But Miss Davis was helping me through. She was right there fighting with love with me. We were doing it. Yes, indeed. I wish there was some way that I could like communicate with you all while I'm struggling back there with the technology stuff to let you know that I am right there for you. I was right there struggling since like 10 minutes before 8. I don't know what was up with the technology. I don't know if it's like rush hour because it's the beginning of the year that they have so many people trying to log on at the same time. What you think, Miss Davis? Could have been. How y'all doing? It is so good to see you all. Uh-oh, I'm gonna turn the chat on. It is so good. But I appreciate you. And let's just I know. See that? See that? Yeah. And I am grounded. That's why I didn't give in, Jenny, because I said if I give in and go on Wi-Fi, I will regret it. So I kept doing it. So because I know on this big computer, I'm on the Ethernet. So I just kept trying. I was saying, Mr. Jones and Jenny, that I think that I know it wasn't Miss Davis. I was doing it well as I was doing that. I just didn't anticipate that it was a rush moment and that it would be something different than what we always have. But thank you for hanging in there. Happy New Year right back at you, Miss Pritchett. Yeah, but I'm glad that we are on the Ethernet because I'm gonna tell you, if you ever do online presentations, do not do Wi-Fi for them if you don't have to. Because when I do these nighttime presentations, y'all, I try to do it on this system so that, especially for our nighttime, so that we can be consistent. Now, audio it doesn't, right, Mr. Jenkins? But y'all so good, y'all so good. So guess who came down to the Capitol Kwanzaa Festival?
Oh, Mr. Jones, I heard about it.
Yes, he did. Mr. Jones was buying stuff, shopping, bags full, buying from the ladies and stuff. He was representing. Yes. We had a lot of like people sign up for Afro Economics, the Alegba Folklore Society, their Capital Kwanzaa Festival was amazing. The music, the dancing, the enthusiasm, it was just, I, I should have prepared better because I needed more help. Didn't I, Mr. Jones? I needed more help. I did.
Well,
It was
no,
like,
you did not.
yes, I did.
You
Look,
had me. You had
I
me.
did.
You had me.
But you needed to be able to do more shopping. I like didn't even think about bringing Chelsea, you know, with me. Like I was just like, okay, bye bye, have a good time, have a good week. I was like, I was just like, oh, I mean, it just, I don't know. I'm a beast. I'm just a beast. I was like, I just felt, just having a good time. And but everybody was so good about it. And they just signed up and, but I also have to, I'm glad that I told Chelsea because I promised everybody a book. I forgot. I forgot. So y'all remind me that I promised everybody I was going to send them the ebook. Um, so I told Chelsea to put in their internal notes that these were people from the Capitol, the Kwanzaa Fest. Now I know why I needed to know that because now I know that we can do an email and attach, the book to that, to them, and send them all the ebook so that you can download it. I hope that some of you came because, the turnaround was so quick, and then I forgot to give her everything out of my car on Tuesday, so then she had to put everything in by today. So, but I also remember this, not this one, Miss Mr. Positivism was sitting next to me. The author of this book is now a member of Afro Economics, and the Afro Economics book. But they had like the NIA sessions, they're the knowledge sessions, purpose sessions. Yes, you did. He's such a good consumer. You're so good for the economy. As I told Ms. Bell, like, I want to start bringing a posse with me wherever I go. Like, at least 10 of you all have to travel with me. We just got to go. Like, that it was just great. And but this is key for tonight's discussion. I think that I like a lot of times, like, people accuse me of being a motivational speaker, but I'm not. Like, one time somebody made a comment on YouTube. They were like, "Y'all motivational speaker type." I am a investment advisor. I own a registered investment advisory firm. I hope that I'm motivating, but the greatest thing that you could do as a human being is to inspire someone. Who will want to live without inspiring or motivating someone? So I jokingly say being accused of it, but each of you inspired me. Ms. Davis, Ms. Jones, and Mr. Jones, you all really inspire me. There have been like different times in my life, like, that each of you, I've needed, you. That doesn't make you a motivational speaker. It makes you living out God's purpose over your life. That's what that does. So but in this book on positivism, I believe that it relates to tonight's discussion about investing in your future self, is that the first thing that we have to do financially is to imagine what our financial future self is. What is it? What is your financial future self? Like, I remember when I met Miss Pritchett before she retired, and she said, "I want to retire such and such a year." And she did it. Like, you have to, that was her investing in her future self by getting involved in Afro economics before. You have to make that investment. Like, you all are taking the time out tonight. This time is investing in your future self, because you have a vision of what you want to build in your future self, and that financial maturity is the key. And I have to be on CBS Monday. Well, I have to. I have the opportunity to be on CBS on Monday, and I still haven't firmed up, like, what's the best way, what is the best discussion to have. I know it has something to do with what we're talking about tonight. Like, that how, but it's being what we have limited time, but what can I take from what we talked about tonight and help the whole world or a larger world? So you and I, tonight, this is going to help the world and I don't know how, but I know by the time we finish, I'm going to know, but I know that financial maturity has to be the kickoff of 2023. That our investment in ourselves has to be that we're committed to becoming financially mature people. And what are attributes of a financially mature person? And I think that one key one is that they have a vision. They have a vision. They have a vision. And I like Miss Davis, her vision is her in a Wildcat. That's her vision.
It's not the Wildcat. It's
I'm sorry, the Hellcat. The Hellcat. The Hellcat. I'm sorry. The Hellcat. I'll get it right. I'm sorry. Because you're a Wildcat. The Wildcat in the Hellcat.
They're not going to make, I think, in the next year.
Yes, Mr. Jenkins, now he's correcting me. I know. The Wildcat is in the Hellcat. Lord. But but she didn't want a Hellcat when she was a little teeny baby. Because of her money maturity, she knows that she can do it now if she wanted to. But her financial maturity talks her out of it. She could have done it years ago. She talks herself out of it because of her financial maturity. Because she doesn't think car payments. When you're financially immature, you think car payments. Financially mature, think lump sums. And she's thinking, this thing gonna cost me $80,000.
100.
Woo! This thing $100,000. My goodness. I'm thinking, well, I'm gonna put you on that track and we're gonna get a sponsor. Look, right, kid? She gonna have a sponsor. Look, we're gonna get, I don't know, we're gonna get Under Armour or somebody. We're gonna get her a sponsor. We're gonna put her on that track. That's what we're gonna do. And she's gonna get tax write-offs and we're gonna get on her payroll. And it's but a lot of people with a car that costs that much, it is their business. When it's your business, it's a form of income. When you got a sponsor paying you $100,000 a month to ride around and race that Hellcat, that's financial maturity. Because you're buying the Hellcat because you're like, how much money can I make off this? Mm-hmm. You're looking at it totally different. But financially immature people, they don't even think about what they can make off of it. They're not even considering. They don't even know anything about business. They're not even thinking about racing. They're not even thinking about sponsors. They're not even thinking about businesses. They're not thinking about joining Afroeconomics. They're not thinking on that level because they're financially immature. They don't have a vision. And that's why Afroeconomics is based on 10 principles. And to get all of those 10 principles, it takes time. It takes the time of sitting down and having the discipline that Miss Bussy put up there of sitting down and one, reading the book. And it says, one, what is your why? What are you doing? Why do you want a Hellcat? Why do you go to work? Why do you want to make money? Why do you want to increase your income? Why do you want, like, me and this guy from the gym were texting back and forth, and he was saying, he sent me a picture of myself because he was at the gym and I was picking up doing a deadlift, and he took a picture of it, and then I was like, oh my goodness, like, you know, because it was like my butt right at the camera. I was like, oh my God. So it was straight from the back, but it was impossible for him to get me from the front. It was not at all a sexy shot at all. So I was like, whoa. So you know, I said, LOL. So I said, you know, hey, I'm getting it in. And then, because I said, well, after that set, I did a new personal record. And he said, well, yeah, but I'm trying to increase my income this year. And, you know, that was like a redirect of, you know, you may be stronger than me, but I'm focusing on making more money, you know. And I'm like, I get that, but fit people make more money. Y'all remember that time I did that video on that? Like, you know, don't assume because I'm committed to being in great shape that I don't leave that gym and go and work like a beast. I'm still working. I'm at the gym, like, you know, I'm grinding in the gym by 6 a.m. You know, so that is not, the stock market don't open till 9:30. That don't have nothing to do with my ability to make money. I was like, fit people make more money, period. The more in shape that I've gotten, the more health that I've gotten, the smarter I've gotten, the more brain cells, because my fitness opens up my central nervous system and it increases the blood flowing to my brain. So a person that wants to work with a person who's not healthy is putting their money at risk, really. If they have a financial advisor who just sits at their desk, smokes, drinks, and eats, you know what I'm saying? Your money is at risk. You should be scared. Seriously. You need to be dragging them into the gym or get them to take a walk or something because they are not alert or on top of it, have any energy or any, you know what I mean, enthusiasm about anything. And they're likely, if they've been in the business as long as me, which is 30 years, to die in any moment, in which any of us could, but it won't be for lack of trying. You know your advisor, it won't be for lack of damn trying. And they would donate all my freaking body parts to science because somebody can use them. And it ain't going to be that they messed up. Somebody going to be good. Lord, yes. They good. Lord. But I'm going to tell you that we have to have a vision for how we want. And I'm telling you, I exercise because I feel that it is required and necessary, and research has proven that it will extend my life and help me avoid losing my mind, avoid depression, avoid avoid Alzheimer's, dementia, all sorts of diseases. Avoid kicking somebody's ass when you want to. You won't have to. You won't have to worry about coming to get me. You'll be like, oh, she won't hurt nobody because she's too sound-minded. Because what? You have exercised and you have a sound mind. So you definitely should realize that it is vital for us to have a healthy lifestyle in order to increase our income and be healthy and wealthy over the long term. That should be in our vision. That should be in our imagination. That should be part of our investment in our future. Has to be in, if I want my money to continue to grow, because if not, you're going to have to take it out. You're going to have to take it out. That lady said that the other day. Her health insurance was like, I'm sorry, but we're not covering, those insurance, the meds anymore. That's not covered. So you have to use your money and cover what used to be covered now. And according to old research, at least $250,000 of retirement money goes to uncovered healthcare expenses. That's old numbers. $250,000 for stuff that health insurance won't cover. And now health insurance is even worse. Medicare is like horrible. I haven't met a client yet that's happy with Medicare. Yes, when you exercise your body, you're exercising your soul. It's so true. It's so true. You want to be able to just be 80 years old and riding the tricycle down the street. Just chilling, just going down, just enjoying your life. And so many are not imagining that, but we should imagine that. Imagine being happy at 85, 90, 100. Because when I was in my 30s and obese, I was not imagining being my age now. Shut up. In my late 30s and being an elite level power lifter. I was not imagining that. And I should have been. But I had to start imagining that in order to change my life so that I could be healthy and take my business to the next level. I had to. Because there's no way I would have been able to stand and enjoy Kwanzaa 20 years later. I wasn't even thinking about sitting down. Was I, Mr. Joe? I was not thinking about sitting down. I was standing up, walking around, having a good time the whole time.
JB, not only did you not think about sitting down, the chair was right behind you.
I was having a good time. Exactly.
Yes,
I was like, that chair, it was for you. That chair was not for me. That chair was for, it felt so good. I just, now in hindsight, thinking about it, but I remember one of my customers coming up and she was telling me how old her children are now. And that, like they're both retired, and that I met them like 30 years ago, and she was like, JB, I just can't believe it. You just look so good. It's just, you look so good. I was like, you look so good. She was like, no, really, you just don't age. I was like, no, you just don't age. Like, but that I don't, or that is totally from you setting a vision for yourself. You investing in yourself and making the changes to make it happen. Because it doesn't, because I know that they know all of the things that have happened to me. All of the things of becoming a single parent at my daughter being 4 weeks old, of just emotionally devastating things that would just bring people to their knees and they give up their business and everything. And you go through it and you think, oh, of course, nothing else like that will ever happen. Things that could have financially devastated me. And God was like, nope, I'm going to bring you through it financially stronger, mentally stronger, physically stronger, over and over and over. Yes. But the only reason is because of the ability to balance it, Miss Mac. Yeah, they think that their money will protect them. You do, and that's the trickery of it. And when you have a job, I think you can hide behind it so much easier because they have a job and the job has sick days and the job has disability and the job has, all of these things that make you think, oh, you can get out of shape and be sick and my job will cover me. But when you're self-employed, I had to realize that I have to rely on God. And God said that he wanted me to be healthy, just like he wanted my soul to be healthy. And that he wanted my temple to be clean and committed. And then, so with that, but I think that what happens is you work somewhere, your job can become God. So when they start worshiping their job, they stop worshiping God and they start depending on the job and they forget that they're supposed to take care of their temple for God's sake. And they just start, I don't, you know what I mean? And they just lose it. I just lose it. Because I got this job and I always had a job. But what I see this morning is today, another business said they laying off 10,000 people. This topic of financial maturity and investing in your future is so important because you cannot depend on these jobs. You can't. But I've lived my entire, I can't even imagine having that kind of security. I can't imagine it. But if you do, I know that it just requires a certain level of discipline out of you to realize that you do not have that job to depend on. I know that it just, because when you don't have it, I don't depend on it. But when you have that crutch, you just naturally depend on it. Somebody has some nice sneakers to wear. And you go, don't wear those nice sneakers because your feet will become real cushy wearing those sneakers. So sometimes when you do the dunks, I want you to not wear those sneakers. You know, what you gonna do? 9 out of 10 times you gonna wear them sneakers. Probably 10 out of 10 for most people. But that one Kobe Bryant is gonna wear the sneakers. Sometimes they're gonna not wear the sneakers. You gotta be the Kobe Bryant who says, I can't depend on this job. I got to have the emergency fund. I got to be putting away money for myself in this 401k that they match. And I cannot be listening to these idiots who came to church talking about this bullshit, about some crap, about what they have to offer. Stop doing it. We keep doing it. And then we stop doing the work plan. And then you're doing this because somebody came up in there. Oh my God. I mean, it'd be different if it was like me who had a license that actually has to be accountable to you. But it's usually some idiot that doesn't even have any license. They just go there or something. And it's some sort of multi-level marketing bullshit.
Charlatans.
It's ridiculous. And we jump all over it. It's just pure greed. Pure greed. It says our people shall perish due to lack of knowledge of God. And when they're talking about it there, lack of knowledge of God. Yes, that's the lack of knowledge of God, because God said that it's going to take time to build what you got to get. So you keep going after stuff that's greedy. So if it looks like greed, it smells like greed, why would you get in it? It's ignorance is definitely expensive, Mr. Jonathan. Lord, that's where people go. Like, yeah, when they say like, they go, ignorance is bliss, right? It is not. It's expensive. Ignorance costs way too much. And Mr. Jiggins said they got the fear of missing out. Oh, because like they gotta prove to everybody else at church that they got money. You know, oh, I got money. I got money too. So that, because in the 401k, everybody else like, and then so if that's connected to, you know, in the church, so that's boastful. So that's not right either. I'm sure I could just Google scripture on being boastful. You're not supposed to do that either. Showing off. You know, so that's out of line. You're not even supposed to like be showing them what you're doing. That is just, oh. And then now it's this guy, and this guy with FTX talking about not guilty. And we got to sit there and watch that stuff. Taxpayer money. This is stupid. This is stupid. Stupid and dumb and stupid. I mean, Congress is just ridiculous, and they don't regulate the stuff. And then we're gonna sit there and try to send the person to jail over something that they didn't even regulate properly.
What do you do?
The people that should go to jail are the politicians that got money from him. Send them to. That he has a list of all the politicians that he paid off. How about send them? Send them, and they need to be right up there with him. They don't do that. And how much money are you going to give back to the victims? Like 0, right? They don't care. They don't care. And then over and over, yeah, they won't have any left. So they won't have any left. And then we'll like jump on it though. But we'll like jump on it. But let that be a black guy. Let that be a black guy. Woo, that boy. They'd be pulled through the mud, and then he'd be like, they'd be talking about how much it's costing taxpayers to do this. Then they'd be talking about how many politicians took money from him. How could you take money from this black guy? You know, you should have known that this black guy, you know, oh my goodness, it would be a mess. Now it's obvious that you should have thought that this was legitimate. So we're not going to think that you were wrong by taking millions from him. That's money laundering, really. I just did a class on money laundering. I'm gonna write in and I'm gonna tell them, I just took your class on this. And according to what you said, we're supposed to look out for. This is money laundering. And y'all shouldn't be doing this. This is wrong. And they'd be like, see, you shouldn't be teaching them Negroes that stuff. Who taught that Negro that stuff? Told you when you teach them Negroes that stuff, they're going to hold it against us.
And who's she telling that stuff to?
Exactly. They go on and they tell that stuff. She is supposed to only be using that against her own. That is you. No. This is a great example. Money laundering. Looks like it. That is terrible. And he laundered it right with politicians. How they take that much money from that man? That is sad. I mean, this is like really sick. Let you take that kind of money from that man. Oh, Mr. Jones, where did this deposit come from? Mr. Jones, well, the guy at FTX gave me $10 million. Well, why did the guy at FTX give you $10 million? Well, he's my friend. Well, why is he your friend? Why did he give you $10 million? They would have held that $10 million for 2 years. Wouldn't even let you like, when are you going to give me my $10 million? My friend gave me $10 million. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Jones, we have to investigate this. They cast that money for those politicians like that. Like, oh, of course.
But JB, my question would have been, why are you investigating me? Why not the person who gave me the money?
Exactly. And give me the money, right? While you're investigating him. Like, give me my money. No, they will hold the money from you, but what they did was what you did, what you just said. They did it. They gave it to the politician, and then they looked at him. That's what they did. But like you get it, they're looking at both of y'all. Oh my goodness. That's interesting. That is interesting. So looking at, and that's financial maturity. We are looking, when I look at things, I'm looking at everything. When people come in my office talking about stuff they want to talk to my clients about or things they want me to sell to my clients, I have to be financially mature. And I'm saying, even 30 years ago, I had the criteria of, if this isn't registered, I knew the law. I already had a license. I already knew right from wrong. And there were already people breaking the law. We already know, true financial maturity is when you know right from wrong and you're following it. and you're following it and you're doing it. No, you're paying yourself regularly. You're following the rules. You're not trying to be greedy. You're not overdrafting on your account. You don't look. I'm telling you, the Federal Reserve just said they're increasing interest rates again. We can't have credit cards. Got to get them things paid off. Any adjustable stuff, they're trying to pin you up against the wall. Like if you got like a second mortgage that's adjustable, stuff like that, you gotta stop adding to it. You gotta stop using it. You know, some people have like a credit line. You know, see, they love giving you a credit line because the credit line can be adjusted every 90 days. So every time they, you know, adjust these interest rates, your line of credit's going up. So even though they're letting you just pay interest only, they're getting paid for the rest of your life till you get that paid off. You know, there's people who say, my house is paid off, except for my second. It's not paid off. It ain't paid off. You know, like it's just not.
JB, what about when you have pretty good credit and they keep giving you offers for more credit line, for extending your credit line? Because I got that before the new year and after the new year.
Go ahead and extend the line. Just don't use it. But they want you to use it so they can cut it. They'll jack you up. As you use it, I've seen people use it and then they'll bring it right down and then mess up your credit score. It's mean. That's mean. Yeah. So, but go ahead and like bring it up just so that you have it available. Because the more credit line you have available, it'll bring up your credit score. So like, you know, so it'll like make it look good. Like, wow, he has all this credit line available and he doesn't even need it, you know. So, and he doesn't use it because most people, if they have it available, they're going to get it. You know, so if you can get it and don't use it, great. Fantastic. So yeah. So this year you want to focus on loyalty cards. That's fine, a sign of financial maturity. Having the loyalty cards and using them, like those reward cards, the credit cards that like give you points. You know what I'm saying? Like those reward things.
Cash back.
Yeah, exactly. The
special rewards within 3 months or so, a month or two.
Yes, exactly. You just have to be organized and use them. I don't know if they go away. I just forget to go back and use it, but try to keep up with that kind of stuff, and use those cards first. And it requires that you be organized. No, if you're going to be in debt, but we just can't be in debt now. No, that's not going to be fun right now. No, and it was kind of a setup because during COVID, they kind of were just sending them all out. They just started sending out all these cards and sending out all these checks and sending, all those things again, like they did, in the late 90s and 2000s, those, checks you just signed the back and all that stuff. No, so people are now in more debt than ever. And they said that now the highest number of people ever in history have a car payment of over $1,000. Yo, they got all them Hellcats on the road. I heard my first rap song with Hellcat in it today. I would not have known what they were talking about, Miss Davis, if you hadn't told me that rappers in Atlanta drive Hellcats. I had no idea.
You need to be around here when they have what they call street racing. They're not in any particular place. They just maybe are at this corner and that corner, and they block off the corner. They get in those cars and they do the 360s. I mean, 3-5 times. Sometimes people lose control, running the other stuff. All kinds of crazy.
Y'all probably have to come look for me. Y'all be like, JB, like, you just can't be just standing here. Just stand here. You just go home, JB. Just go. I'll be like, now see that? I love the racetrack and stuff like that. Like, that would be like meditation to me. No, I just love it. And I love that sound. Especially if they got their mufflers right, they got their, the pipes right. Like, I love that sound. Yeah, so that would be, great. But I can't remember what song it was, but they said something about their Hellcat. I said, that's what Miss Davis is talking about. Yeah, but no, my first time was today. Oh, the Challengers and the Chargers, the Camaros too. Exactly.
I used to be in a Mustang club with men, so I don't know if I told you this, but I went to buy gas one day, and a Mustang club pulled up. Well, my car didn't sound like their cars did. My car was new and it looked good, and it was a V8, but it just didn't have that.
You had your exhaust on it. Oh, yeah.
And so when I knew anything, I was going out and getting a set of Flowmasters.
Exactly.
I went with X-Pipe off-road, took those cats off. I put an air silence on it. Took the air silence off. The coal intake the coal intake air system. See, it was just dollar after dollar.
How much is that? How much was that? About $5,000 on a car, or about
5 or 6 somewhere? Because I didn't do everything at one time.
Because that cost $3,500 on my motorcycle. Like that is not cheap. Like, yeah, but I won't leave. And on my Harley, it costs more. It costs more on a Harley. But on the Busa, but I won't leave the dealership without my pipes being right.
Well, my pipes got to be right too. So
no,
I had to run those.
Yes, it's everything.
Vance and Hines, and I have Reinhardt on the other.
Yep. This is very, very important. This is not. I know you all might think this is a waste of money, but loud pipes save lives. Loud pipes save lives.
And also cost extra money.
But I have never hit my horn in my life. When you have loud pipes, all you have to go is woo woo, like hit your throttle, and they're moving out of your way. They're moving out of your way. I mean, literally. Who wants to hit a horn? I'm sure. I mean, a horn, especially on a Suzuki. I don't even know what my Busa horn sounds like. I don't want to hear it. What? That would be embarrassing. It would probably like beep, beep. I don't know. I'm not hitting it. But I'm hitting that throttle.
It's easier to do that. Yeah.
That power booster is huge. Oh, Mr. G can say he's with some gearheads too. Exactly. Yes, you are. The gear is everything. I hope that this season I will get back out there, because I definitely want to switch my bike up, because the new Busa is much better. But one thing I must admit, never ever since my first motorcycle, I committed that I will never have a motorcycle payment. I think on my first one, I might have done that. And then I paid it off. I was like, that is the stupidest thing. You know, I was like, to have a motorcycle payment on something that is for your entertainment. My thing is, if you can't afford it, don't get it. So if I buy it outright, if I have the savings, I buy it. If I don't have the savings, don't get it. And that's just been my philosophy in that area, because some people get those type of luxury items, can't pay their their house payment, their rent, don't pay their child support, don't do this. So that is not for you. These are not the things for you. These are toys. Even cars, to me, are toys. You got Uber, you got Feet, you got buses. You don't need those things. You know, I'm a grown woman. It's different. And I think that part of financial maturity is knowing where you are in life. Like, I spent a lot of time in a book, working 2-3 jobs, couldn't go out, couldn't do things as Miss Davis. She has 2 jobs right now. I work 24/7. I have always done that. I started my business in my 20s. You know, like, a lot of times people hear us say things like this, but they don't realize the type of sacrifice that it takes to create those types of toys and savings to do those type of things. You know, so a lot of things that my clients can do, I can't do. When they can go to Aruba, they could go to Jamaica, they could take 2 weeks off, they could take 2 months off because they have careers, jobs. I have a business. You know, things are different because all of us made different decisions. I mean, and I think that that's really an important thing for us to make sure that we accept that, you know, financial maturity is that everything is a give and take. Everything is a give and take. Everything. Isn't it, Mr. Jefferson? That's
True.
True. Nothing, I mean, nothing, like, you know what I'm saying? You're married, you have a wife, there's some advantages to that. There's some disadvantages to that. Mr. Jones is single. Mr. Jones is single. There's some advantages to that, but there's some disadvantages to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really, like, there's days where he's like, you know, I'm sure, like, wow, it'd be nice to have a wife right now. You know what I'm saying? But, like, it's just, everything is a give and take. Everything. And so I think that everybody should realize that we have to, like, play the hand that we have. And play that hand fully. Yeah. What if Mr. Johnson said nope? Well, I don't know what that meant. He just said nope. Oh, I think it was, I don't know. What do you think? Let's just make up what we think it was. I think that he never wakes up and wishes that he had a wife. He said, no, I never, ever, ever wish that you were my wife, JB. I'm just joking. Yes. He said no to wifey. Yes, you do. You wake up and you go, I wish you were my wife, JB. I woke up this morning, I said, oh, I wish JB was my wife. And I said, oh, if Mr. Johnson would go and bring me an omelet this morning. I was right, though. See how well we know each other? And he was at note to wifey. He said, no, oh my God. You don't know. You might like my omelet. Exactly. He said, exactly. But everything is a give and take. Exactly. That's right. But I think that financially as well, that we have to realize that too, that once we get the Hellcat, sometimes it's like, Lord, I shouldn't have spent that money on that car. I'm so sick of this car now. You know, have you ever done that, Mr. Jones? Like you get something and then you go, I shouldn't have done that. I don't know. Like, you just don't seem like the type. You probably never did.
Only my pickup.
Oh, you bought a truck? And you said,
no, I picked the wrong woman.
He said my pick up. Your pickup line. My picker. You are so bad. That's why your thing muted you. That's why you got muted. Oh my God. He got muted.
Well,
He knows the line work.
You're going to have to put him in timeout now. Okay?
He is, exactly. You're in timeout. See, that's you, Mr. Johnson. That's why you're muted, Mr. Jones, because of Mr. Johnson's bad influence. Exactly. Look at Jenny over there eating oatmeal. Look at Jenny. Yep. Look, Mr. Johnson said, yep. You just be quiet. Say something, Kenneth Jones. See?
Nope.
That thing won't let you talk no more.
Nope.
Oh, okay. It scared me. I said, damn. I thought that her long arm of justice came over and just like, boom.
Nope.
She said, I shut him down.
And
no,
I don't even see what Miss Jenny Jones said to me. I only see the other comment.
Mr. Johnson said, yep. No,
Yep.
you're good. But that's a good point because divorce or breakups can be very expensive. And that is a very serious decision to make. And I think that one time I did a workshop on the Great Divorce, and the later in life that you go through a divorce, the more expensive it can be. And according to the research, it says like that the divorce is harder on the women, financially than it is on the men. But those numbers aren't like talking about Black women versus white women. But definitely that your vision of your financial future is changed dramatically with a divorce. So, and I think that sometimes people don't take that decision seriously. And I think that, people really should. I think sometimes that, and I can really say it from a women's perspective, that when women do a divorce, they don't spend enough time talking to me, a financial professional. And I think that when women do talk to a financial professional, they wake up. And then it's like, whoa. Because it's, things are real. Like, when Mary J. Blige went through that breakup and she woke up and she was like, what you mean? I got, you and I'm like, Mary, you got to wake up. This is 18. This is reality. You owe that man money. And I think that women haven't matured financially that way, that we're both working and you're working and you're accumulating and you break up and they think that because they break up that he's going to just take what he's got and you're going to take what you got. And because your name's on it, it's all yours. And that's not how it works. If you were together, it's half. And if more is in your name, half of that still is his. It doesn't matter whose name's on it. And they have to wake up about that. So if your 401k has $1 million and his 401k has nothing because he has his own business, he's getting $500,000 if y'all break up, period. That's it. And if his business you don't think is worth nothing, well, that's your vision. Because you got to figure out how to value his business. Because it's, that. But if they ever talk to anybody like me, they don't realize his business has value. But they don't think his business has value because they only see that their 401k has value. But I see the value in his business. But if they don't spend any time talking to nobody like me, they gonna walk away giving up $500,000. Where I'm gonna enlighten her, like, oh, we can value his business, So, but they don't talk to anybody like me. They just talk to a lawyer. The lawyer realizes she don't have any money, or the lawyer doesn't have any sense. Lawyers just don't. They just you don't know what you're dealing with. There's just a whole bunch of people I talk to all the time. Like, their taxes are all messed up because the tax preparer they're using has no sense. The lawyer they're dealing with has no sense. There's a whole bunch of doctor people dealing with have no sense. We have to be very careful, our team that you have around you. Be very selective. And your 2023, when you invest in yourself, be more selective about who you put around you. Stop just settling. Like you said, you accepted that your picker is off. I accept that I'm finally waking up that I just have this obsession with helping people. And instead of I don't have to marry people I want to help. You know what I mean? Just help people. But you ain't got to marry him. Just move on. And no matter how much they beg you, don't marry him. Don't marry him because it's true to form. In a couple of years, they gonna think they the shit. I make a man feel like he is the shit. He's like, I'm the man. In a couple of years. In about 2 years, I can take him from 0 to hero. I'm good. And I'm got 0 out of the investment. So you're right. We have to accept that error in ourselves and move forward in knowing you can't do that again. Exactly. Because it's a waste of our time. It's a waste of our time. It's a waste of our time. It would be better, at least if, if the investment continues to compound, but the time, if it doesn't continue to compound, So you're right. That was, a more than valid point. We laughed about pickers, but your selection when talking about investing in your future, the selection of who you spend your time with is vital. It says, Sherri Shepherd talks about how she's paying 2 ex-husbands. And Barbara Walters and Whoopi told her not to marry them. See, that's an example of staying married too long. Sherri Shepherd needed a good financial advisor, because I would have told her, Sherri, you can't stay married that long. That's like Mary Jane. 10 years? 10 years? You ain't getting on my payroll for life. Nah, I'll give you the 2 years, but you ain't getting on my payroll. Oh my goodness. But that's crazy. For life? No. I make a woman feel like cheetah. Exactly. Exactly. I told you, Mr. Johnson. Look, Mr. Johnson, we can start, we just said go ahead and get married now. We can start our own omelet company. It was just J&J. We make women and men feel like we take y'all from 0 to hero. J&J Incorporated. Let me find out JB has an 8-year marriage plan. 8 years? No. No. Me and you, it would be like forever. We'd just be like forever. Like 80, we'd just be forever. No. Prenups don't work, Miss Pritchett. Prenups don't work. You just have to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Know when to walk away, know when to run. Look, or even better, know when they gonna fold. I told you I got it down to a science, I know. Look, don't I have you feeling good about yourself right about now? Don't you feel good? See, you got to make them feel really, really, really good about themselves. You feel like you can fly right now, right? You can fly right on out. Fly right on out. You don't. See, prenups, they don't work. Because in prenups, you got to spend all that money trying to investigate and prove it and this and that. You got to, look, choose love. Make people feel good about themselves. Make them be who they really are. Be true to you. Right, Mr. Jones? You don't want to be here? Fly. That's right. Mr. Johnson said I'm certified. But it's true. Like, if you're just focused on helping people be true to themselves, the whole world would be a better place. Right? Miss Davis, you want a Hellcat? Get a Hellcat. Then you will be happy. Right? It's not about what we don't have. It's about getting what you want. You know what I mean? And not wasting money. Because I'm going to tell you, people who don't get what they want are very frustrated. So they go around, like say you don't, like say you really did. Now I know you really don't. But say you really did want a Hellcat and you didn't get a Hellcat. So, but you had to have a car. So you got like a Chevette. You know, I mean, whatever. You got something. You would forever. That happened to me. When I got out of college and I had my first car. And there was a car that I had above my bed the whole time I was in college. And my brother sold cars. And it was a Chrysler something that I wanted, was my dream car. And so this is the amazing thing about God. Just why I know this is true. And when I got out, the car that I dreamed of and had above it was in the car lot for where my brother was working. And I said, that is the car I've always wanted. And I allowed my brother to talk me out. He said, no, you don't want that. It's not a good car. It's not the car you want. I said, yes, it is. It's the car I want. It is the car I want. I always wanted that car, and I want it, and I want it. And he said, no, it's not. So he talked me into this Nissan, and the car that I wanted was a used car. It was a used car, and I wanted that car. It was used because they had stopped making it. He said, they don't even make that car no more. I said, I want the car. He said, no. He talked me into getting that Nissan Stanza. I couldn't stand that Nissan Stanza. Couldn't stand it. Hated it. Hated it. That Nissan Stanza, I couldn't give it away. That thing would not fall apart. It wouldn't go away. It just was, it was the most dependable, reliable, always there car in the world. Goodness gracious. But I never liked it. And I believe that your vision should always be, yeah, I wanted a money pit. Exactly. I wanted the money pit. But it was my money pit. Mine. Yeah, but that is the difference between me and my brother to this day. I will do whatever is required to get and keep what I want. I will never settle. You know what I'm saying? I will not settle. I will not settle. You know what I'm saying? You will know I will die trying. But, you know, I allowed him to force me to settle. And to this day, I regret every time I let somebody talk me into settling for something. I always wanted to go to the Air Force Academy. To this day, I regret that, letting him and my dad talk me out of it. I always have felt I should have gone to the military. And, you know, so when somebody comes at me and they go, oh, I want to do this or I want to do that, I never tell them that they can't do it. I never tell them. I know, no matter how unrealistic it is, because I remember when I wanted to start the business and people would go, black people don't have money, black people won't invest with you, black people this, black people that. And I said, this is what I want to do. I prayed about it. And I know that this is what God wants me to do. And I did it. And it hasn't been easy. It is really a challenge. But I would not have my life any other way. And when I look in the mirror, I like myself. Mm-hmm. If I had done something else, I would have been mad. I would have been mad. I would have said, I gave in. I gave in. You get that though? I would have been mad to give in. Like I always wanted to play basketball, but my mom said, who's going to pick you up after school? Who's going to do it? What are you going to do? And I always wanted to be an athlete. So that's why I do it. That's why I do it now. And I work so hard as an athlete now. You know, and now I'm grown and it's not as easy, you know what I mean, because I'm older, but I'll die an athlete. Until I take my last breath. Because now I can do it. Now I can. When I was younger, I couldn't. I didn't have money. I couldn't control it. I didn't have no car. Nobody would pick me up. You know, I couldn't. Like, you know, but my daughter, it changed her whole life though, because if she expressed any interest in anything, I was going to do it. Anything she said, I want, she just, what? and I was gonna do it. Anything she was interested in, I'll do it. Because it's like, if you have an interest, go after it. I just challenge anybody, like, don't, like, we have a member and he's in his 40s now. And I was asking him, like, what did you ever want to do? And I don't know why that day I asked him, like, what did you ever want to do? And he has 3 children now. And he said, I always wanted to be a lawyer. And I said, you should do it. You should do it. You know, UDC has a law school, Mr. Jones, and it's like part work, part practical, like you do work in the community at University of District of Columbia. And it's a really good, like, program if you like the community. You know what I mean? But it's about helping the community.
I did not know that, JB, but I do know that I got my GED at UDC.
Yeah, you should really look into it. Like, they really have, like, that school, like, has some really good community programs, but they're, you never know. Like, I mean, really, they did really great with you. Like, you write very well. If they are the ones that helped you write like that, you should keep going.
Thank you, JB.
That's amazing. Yeah, like, you know, because writing is not a easy skill. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even now, like, approaching my dissertation, it's still like, I mean, I just think it's a gift to me. And, you know, you're really blessed with that. But we have to, like, practice. It's just like a sport. We have to practice, and that's why I still take the classes, because I really like, I like to get good at, you know what I mean? I like to be good at things, and I think writing is a good sport. I think it's a sport. I think that's why you like it, because it's a sport. Yeah. Yeah. I think that more kids.
It's a sport. It challenges your imagination,
Yeah.
your recollection. It challenges everything about you.
Yes.
Yeah,
And it lets you express yourself.
absolutely.
Like, and I guess cause that's why so many Black men like rapping, you know, because
Yeah.
and the writing and rapping, and you know, we're really blessed at that. Like, but Black men are very expressive and articulate. That's a gift that you have. And
I would say thank you, but I would also say Black women, young Black women too, in hip hop, rap, they too have a gift. They do it.
But
And
they
they're
got
telling
it
the
from
story.
you all leading the way. That's where we got it. Like, you know, cause like I used to, you know, imitate y'all, like, and Roxanne Shante, like, you know, trying to keep up.
Salt and pepper
And,
for
you
you.
know, yeah. But Salt and Pepper was really late in the game, like, you know, cause
But
Roxanne and them were
I
already
also
doing it.
remember
And,
your favorite MC. His name was, what was his name? His real name was Ron Van Winkle, but you called him Vanilla Ice.
Shut up. Because of that car accident. You stupid. Is that his real name for real? Ron Van, good God. Wow. But remember that?
Yes, it is. That's his real name, Ron Van Winkle.
You know that. You know that beat was nice though. Ice, baby. Ice. Oh my goodness. The vision though. He had the vision. I mean, like, that we just have to have that vision of where you want to be financially, where you want your family to be. I mean, look at, you know, these people, you know, that have turned their whole family around because of their vision and their commitment to their craft. and you're doing the same with your family. You're doing the same with what you're doing. So in closing, some of the others, I wanted to say this, like, save regularly, have a, make sure that you're not, that you're on top of the apps so that you're not doing any overdrafts, that we're getting rid of the credit card bills, that we're having the emergency fund, that we know the balances of all of our accounts all the times. A key one, don't lend money to people that you know are not going to be paying you back. And also I want to encourage you to, not waste money on bad food this year. If we know that it's not doing anything for us, like, don't waste money on eating out. It's just not working. You know what I mean? It's not worth it. I mean, the fees that they're adding, and it's killing us. Don't do it. No, make a commitment to making sure that our money goes farther for us. And it really, truly can. No, but we gotta reduce the amount of interest that we're paying to people. Make sure that we're always paying things on time. Make sure that, as I was sharing with Mr. Jones, invest in yourself, in things that can improve your life, improve people that Mr. Jones is retired now, has guaranteed income. But what about those of you who aren't? And as he said, in order to develop the pension that he has, he went back, got his GED, got a job that had a pension. Do the same for yourself by investing in yourself and getting the education and completing the education that will put you in the position to get that pension that you can envision for yourself. But he had to have a vision that I can get a job that has a pension, even though he might have never known anybody that ever had that.
And you know what's funny, JB?
Yeah.
Me and you actually never had that conversation, but I've had that conversation with people I grew up with.
Wow. Never knew anybody, right? That was in that situation. Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody's like getting older, but they're like trying to figure it out. And you didn't know that key change, that key decision to further your education will put you in a position to have a future. Oh my goodness. That one, those nights. But that's all we need to do, is somebody to say to a young person, hey, do this. Oh, I saw this guy. Like, you never know who's listening. And it's like, oh, I saw this guy talking to JB the other night, and he was saying that he went to UDC and they had this program, blah, blah, blah. Like, maybe the school around here does that. Like, the people pass up opportunities to advance themselves all the time. All the time. We just do. For no reason. For no reason.
JB, the Kwanzaa Festival, the book that was gifted to me.
Yeah, the positive.
That's in that book.
Oh, passing up opportunities.
Yes.
And he talks about let this mind be in you. And wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought it says he was born in Richmond, Virginia. The internal war began with them and us and expanded from there. Wow. The goal is to master the mind and to live by circumstances.
That's right.
No, exactly. Right. Thought becomes reality with focus. Condition the mind positively with positivism. That's like Mr. Johnson's future book. Doesn't it sound like it, Mr. Johnson? He got to finance our future, Mr. Johnson. Come on. Deal. That definitely. But it does, though. He does remind me of Mr. Johnson. I can't. But yeah, he said, yeah. They remind me of each other. I am at one. I and my creator. Source are one. All is one. But I love it when it says about imagination. So ever since then, I've just been like, yeah, imagine that. Imagine that. Like this morning, I mean, just really imagine. Well, when is the last time you did something that you only could imagine? Like, I mean, it says unimaginable. It's something unimaginable. Like this morning, I lifted 320 pounds. Imagine that.
See there now, Mr. Jones, she can lift you.
And some twice. I could lift him like.
Wait.
He's nothing. He's nothing.
Back it out.
Two
Miss
of you.
Davis. Miss Davis.
I can lift him and
Mr.
Mr.
Jones.
Jefferson. Him
Yes,
and
Mr.
Mr. Jefferson.
Wait a minute, hold up, Mr. Jones. This is where I'm going with this. Remember, I wanted to answer your question once,
Right.
some time ago. That was the question I wanted to ask. Would you let JB pick you up? And you said no.
Yes, I said no.
Now,
No, I did not say that she couldn't pick me up. I said no.
you said no, you wouldn't allow her to.
He didn't say I'm not capable. He just said no, she's not doing it.
Okay,
Exactly.
so
She can't grab on me like that. I mean, imagine where I would have to touch on him. I would have to touch on his body that way. That's inappropriate.
and
That's inappropriate. It's that's
Wait.
just wrong.
Let me back it up. She was still married at the time, so her husband would have had to come and film all this. I'm like, no.
Oh, well, we wouldn't have got him involved.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
nobody would have had to know about that other than you, JB, and me.
Exactly.
Okay.
But good for you, Mr. Jones, for
saying
having
no.
standards. Exactly. Because she's just inappropriate. She probably broke my marriage up. That's what it was. It's your fault, Miss Davis. I'm gonna talk to you about that. Exactly. That's what it was. Look, gotta blame it on somebody. Well, what happened was
JB, I gotta say this too. You mentioned about we shouldn't be spending our money buying all sorts of bad food and this and that throughout the course of this new year.
that's right.
What about bad drinks?
Yes, I tried to leave you alone, but I'm so glad that you made a commitment to that. It's so true. Like, I mean, imagine the money that you could save if you said, I'm not going to drink this year. She's like, are you crazy? But like, it would really change so much. And the thing is, like, this doctor told me one time, he was like, when I was overweight, he was like, you're overweight because you can. You eat so much because you can. You drink simply just because you can. And that's the hard part, because you can, and you don't have a drinking problem. So because you don't have a drinking problem and you have the money, and most of the people listening drink, and it's such socially, it's so, yeah, Mr. Drink is that a dry January, could lead to a dry 2023, like that, because you can. But imagine a life without it. Imagine a life without it, because this lady, at the gym the other day, she, said to me about how she eats honey. And I was like, oh, well, honey is not, you don't want to do the honey. And then the lady said, well, honey is good for you, you know. And I said, well, not if you're trying to, you know, reduce your sugar consumption. And she said, well, it's just honey. It's just honey, you know. But I was like, yeah, but it still brings your blood sugar up, you know. And the lady was like, well, she was like very irritated, you know, that I was telling her don't eat, you know, well, I was suggesting like stay away from honey and things that elevate her blood sugar. But think about like alcohol, how it elevates, you know what I mean, your blood sugar, and things that elevate your blood sugar cause body aches. And a lot of people, as they age, they have body pain. So a lot of times their body is hurting because of their blood sugar. So if they brought down their blood sugar, their body pain would stop. That's why I feel like when I was younger, I used to be achy, you know, because even with all of the weightlifting, I literally lift 6 days a week. And even with the lifting, I know y'all hear me, and y'all can act like that if y'all want to. Even with the lifting, I do not have body pain. And I know that is because of keeping the blood sugar down, you know, and not doing things that elevate the blood sugar and things that cause inflammation in the joints. No, because I see like a lot. You see, look at him. Because I see a lot of like lifters, even at competition, doing things around their joints because they're having pain in their joints, or they wrap. Like you see people at competition having wrap around their joints. Fortunately, I don't do that. I don't have to do that. Because, I mean, and then think about it, I'm the oldest person in there. But it's not because of the age of the joint, it's because of inflammation.
JB.
Yes.
You being the oldest person in there is debatable.
Yes, no, it's not. I'm telling you, I'm the oldest person in there. It's only debatable because I lie about my age. No, I'm sure, exactly. It's like, well, what is your age now? Because you told us you were 35. And this person said they 40. What is your age exactly? What is it? But when I go to competition, I tell them an older age. So when I use an older age, then at that older age, these younger people, they actually are having a lot of pain, and I don't know them, so I can't say like that is diet related, but I know it is. Because how do you explain to someone that nerve pain is diet related? You know what I mean? It goes like way far. Like it's a stretch, but it's true because the inflammation is pressing on the nerve. So it's all about fluid pressing on the nerve. So when my gut was acting up when I was eating dairy and stuff, and it was pressing on my shoulder, I thought I had a shoulder injury. Remember? But when I stopped eating the dairy, the shoulder injury went away. But it wasn't a shoulder injury. It was a gut problem causing inflammation.
Okay.
So if a person is like drinking and sometimes having pain when they're waking up and stuff like that, then I would have to say, okay, well, yeah, it isn't affecting you. And then than if they're like, so yeah, they could back off and they would feel better. That's, so yeah, and over, because what will happen is if they go to the doctor eventually about that pain, they're going to take them out of work. And then they're going to have to pay the copay. And then they might, yeah, and it'll lower their A1C. And then, because if the alcohol is elevating their A1C, Lord, the doctor gonna have a party with that one. They just love that. They be getting all excited. They love it. They love it. And then it hurts the heart, like the blood sugar elevation, hurts the heart. Like I feel like we should go into 2023 in beast mode if we could, where we're just kind of, I'm going to take care of myself and my money in a way that I've never done it before, especially if you felt like you were disrespected in 2022 at all. If you feel like that you're not being treated properly by someone or at work or anything or in any capacity, the only way to get stronger is to get the toxic stuff out. And the toxins are bad spending habits. You got to get lean and mean in everything, in every capacity. I'm telling you, y'all, I'm going into beast mode. I just want to be healthier mentally, spiritually, physically than I've ever been in my entire life. That is the only way that we can stand up against what could be one of the hardest economic times in our lifetime. And the government is not going to help us. And the government is not going to help us. So if we go into it weak, with debt and bad habits and, emotional drama and this and that, why you do me like that, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? Shoot. You got people bothering you, you're going to have to change your phone number. You have to be strong enough not to answer texts and this and that, nothing. We have to go into focus mode on another level of work. I'm working. If they're not a member of Afro Economics, I have little to no time for it. Just don't. I just don't and when I go off that, I always regret it. Fix your purpose, your focus, and then that's it. Just and everybody has to come into play. This is how I do it. This is how we do things. This is what I do. So that we can do it. I can only help people who come into the regime. You can't, get in the army without getting in the army. Everybody got to go through boot camp. So You gotta get in. Gotta get in. Yo. So we doing it. And you know, you gotta do the same for your life. Yo. Bad spending habits, negative energy, all of that has to go. All of that has to go. All of that has to go. I think go to the Facebook Afro Economics page. I'm trying to spend less time on my personal page on Facebook and more time on my Afro Economics page on Facebook. You have to focus. And the best way is to, I have to, you know, be the example of what I'm saying. Like, you know, no, but yeah. And I think that our day in DC, I'm switching to the third Saturday because next Saturday is coming so quick on me. The 14th just seems so quick. So I think our Saturday is going to be the 21st. Should do all day. Because, woo, you know, that's next Saturday, the 14th. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to get them switched the day down.
2021?
Yeah. 20
and 21. I'm sorry, 20 and 21.
I know. Look, Mr. Johnson, like, no. Mr. Busy Man. I know I had the 13th and the 14th. And it would be the 20th and the 21st that I'm praying about. But right now we still have the 13th and the 14th. But it just seems so close, the 13th and the 14th. That's next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just feel like I need more time. I don't know. What you feel like?
I'm gonna say go what you feel is best for you.
I just feel I didn't get my, you know, I don't know. Yeah.
Either way, I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm here.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
For you, exactly.
I'm open until.
No, that's right. Exactly.
Let me know.
I know. To do both. I know.
What's up, Coach?
We rock stars. Party every weekend. JB's
Now,
there every weekend. We just every weekend. Because we are doing it. Y'all gotta
Next
find me a
weekend is-
gym. Y'all gotta find me a gym downtown DC. Give me
I'll get back to you on that.
But tell them it's gotta be powerlifting. Tell me ain't no little cardio queen gym.
Gotcha.
It's a powerlifting gym. They'll be like, I don't know, she gonna go somewhere else. Because a lot of those places, you know what I mean, just have a whole bunch of bikes and treadmills.
Old bikes and treadmills and trainers.
Yeah, but no squats. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. Then we need racks. Mm-hmm.
I got a spot for you, Jay. I got a couple of spots. I just need to check on that, JB.
Okay. Yeah.
I got you.
Cool. You the best. You the best music. I love y'all. Y'all are the
Love
best.
you back.
Y'all are
Yeah.
truly the best. I love y'all. I can't wait. See y'all soon. Either way, it's gonna be soon. Thank you for y'all time tonight. Let's make sure that we keep doing it and lower every bill possible. Attack the bills.
Eliminate the bill.
Eliminate the bills.
The bills.
Look at those subscriptions and don't sign up for one of them services. Eliminate the bills on your own. Look at
That's
your
right.
debit card, see what's coming out, and switch up. I had to get rid of a debit card so that I can get some of those things turned off. That's the easiest way. You see those things you can sign up for? Talking about if you sign up, we'll turn off the subscription. No, I'm gonna show you how to turn off some subscriptions.
I'm gonna end my own
Switch debit cards.
Right.
You see if you get another payment out of me. You see that? Goodness gracious. Thank you.
JB,
Mm-hmm.
quick question. Are you only having your Friday morning service? There is no more afternoon membership thing going on?
Oh, I know. I haven't done that in a minute. It's pretty much Miss Davis' fault.
No.
I just really can't explain like why it's her fault, but it is. Exactly.
Tell you what, Mr. Jones, just go ahead and set your clock early on Friday. And just come on into the room, 9 o'clock.
It has something to do with her family reunion. It was somewhere around when she went to her family reunion, and it was like downhill from there. Exactly.
Wow, that's funny.
And my noonday. See how people mess you up, exactly. She went away. My noonday on Fridays went down. Exactly.
So my New Year's resolution for 2023 is to get up in the morning on Friday and make it to the early morning.
Oh, true, because it will be worth it.
Okay.
It will be worth it.
And I'm also hearing there will be no afternoon meetings.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you.
That's so true. You can't depend on us. I
got you.
Until you help me get back on track with the noonday. So yeah, I need your help in the 9 a.m. I need you at the 9. I need you at the 9.
I will be there this Friday. I promise you that.
You will or won't?
I will. I will.
Fantastic.
I will.
Thank you so much. That's so nice.
If it only takes one meeting for me to get you to have the afternoon sessions again.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, that's good. But the yeah, and the 9 is good. But we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Thank you for thinking of that. But it is Miss Davis's fault. and I'll put a paragraph together as to why. I got to get my thoughts together.
Good night, Coach.
Thank you.
Good night, JB.
Happy New Year.
Good night, Miss Davis.
Thank you.
Good night.
Happy New Year.
Good night.
Good night, Miss
Happy
Davis.
New Year. I appreciate y'all.
Good night, all.
Good night, everybody else.
That's right.
Thank you.
Right. Mr. Johnson.
Good night. Y'all so good. Thank you so much, y'all. Good night, Mr. Jenkins. Good night. Good night, 99. Good night, Miss Fleming. Good night, Mr. Johnson. Good night. I appreciate you. Thank you.